Jan friends, I am Major Gaurav Arya and you watching the latest news of the day. General Naravne's book, General M.M. Naravne, former Chief of Army Staff, his book 4 Stars of Destiny has unfortunately run into a bit of a controversy which has been, fanned by politicians. And what they have said about Agnipath is, let me tell you the background story first. So what happened was that the Agnipath scheme, it was not called Agnipath at that point in time, the name was given later, but this broad contours of the scheme that it will be some sort of a short service for soldiers and they can join, etc., that was thought of by the army. So the army decided that we must have something like this, and then the army put up the proposal and the CDS, General Bipin Rawat, took it upstairs to the PMO, and the PMO really liked it, except for the fact that the army has said that 75% will be absorbed and 25% will leave. That was the deal that the army sort of wrote down on a piece of paper. When it went to the PMO, everybody said this is fantastic, let's do it. And then they said instead of 75-25, they said make it 25-75, and so 25% stay back, 75% go back, or things to that effect. Now this was earlier not meant for the Navy and the Air Force, but it was expanded to include the Navy and the Air Force. And of course, when this happened, it was a bit of a surprise for the Army, Navy and the Air Force, because that is not what they had bargained for. But the way Mr. Jairam Ramesh, a senior member and a member of Parliament and a senior member of the Congress, General Secretary of the Congress, has said was that he said that the Army, Navy and the Air Force had been bulldozed. They had been bulldozed, and he's made it sound as if the Prime Minister's office thought of Agniveer and just wrote down Agniveer on a piece of paper and gave it to the CDS and said from tomorrow it shall be implemented. It's not like that. The Agniveer scheme, and again I am saying the name Agniveer was not thought of by the army initially, that came only later, but this whole entire Agniveer scheme was a brainchild of the Indian Army, and this is exactly what General Naravne has written in his book. He says we gave the proposal, but our proposal was different, what was approved was slightly different or majorly different for that matter, but it was the army that went ahead with this entire issue of Agniveer. So I would request the politicians, don't unnecessarily poke your business into things that you do not understand. Just because you are politicians, that does not make you an expert on everything. Yeah? So I mean, leave the army alone, leave the armed forces alone, and we'll be grateful to you here. Because a lot of people, whenever I make a statement, a lot of people say that you're from the army and you should not be making political statements. To such people I have only one thing to say. You stop poking your nose into the Indian Army and I'll stop poking my nose into politics. Yeah. That's it. You keep out of my business, I keep out of your business. The other news is that the Colorado Supreme Court has disqualified former President Donald Trump, and this is regarding the January 6, 2021 attack on the US Capitol by his supporters. They almost invaded Capitol Hill, and all of them came with weapons, etc. And it was called an insurrection or a rebellion. And the Colorado Supreme Court said that we are banning Donald Trump, we are disqualifying Donald Trump, and he's not going to be able to fight elections now in Colorado. But the fact of the matter is, it's not going to impact his chances. But a very good step was taken by Vivek Ramaswamy, another Republican and another presidential hopeful. And this is his tweet. He says, I pledge to withdraw from the Colorado GOP primary ballot until Trump is also allowed to be on the ballot, and I demand that Ron DeSantis, Chris Christie and Nikki Haley do the same immediately, or they are tacitly endorsing this illegal maneuver which will have disastrous consequences for our country. Now, he stepped up. When it mattered, Vivek Ramaswamy stepped up, and everybody else was quiet, because all of these other three guys were hoping, and they're all from the Republican Party, they were hoping that what would happen is that Trump would be out and they would stand a better chance of becoming President of the United States. But Vivek Ramaswamy clearly stepped up, and he has shown that he is not only a guy who's made money, who's a multi-millionaire, right, very successful, very smart, eloquent, well spoken. No, he's not only that, he's also a guy with solid integrity. And look at his the comments on Twitter and other spaces where he has been here. This man is being hailed as a person with a lot of integrity and hailed as a leader by Americans. They said, well done, Vivek Ramaswamy, and you're the man. Ukraine is in a problem, ladies and gentlemen, and the Ukrainian military has asked for 500,000 additional men. Now, Zelensky, president of Ukraine, has said that I'm looking into the proposal, but he's saying I need to know the specifics because he insinuated that 500,000 were already fighting on the border, and he says this is very expensive. Now, what has happened is that $60 billion of aid has been stopped by the US and 50 billion euros of aid has been stopped by the European Union, and specifically Hungary. Hungary blocked this aid. If you convert it into dollars, this euros, so it's up, I think it's almost like 120 billion US dollars, which was supposed to go to Ukraine, which would have gone to Ukraine by now. Ukraine has not received it. Now, Ukraine is facing immense shortage of ammunition and potential outgunning by Russian forces, and Zelensky rules out proposals to mobilize women, but emphasizes the need for a comprehensive plan addressing rotation, holidays, and existing million-strong army. And the last news of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is Nawaz Sharif, former Prime Minister of Pakistan, saying that, I have been ousted thrice, rightfully elected. The army, the Pakistan army has been interfering in the works of the court. They pressurize judges. And he said that I've come with an absolute mandate. Yeah, I've come with an absolute mandate in 2017. You just removed me arbitrarily on some fake cases and you installed Imran Khan. And then he ended up by saying that, it is not the US, India or Afghanistan that is conspiring against us. We have shot ourselves in the foot. These are the exact words of former Prime Minister of Pakistan, Nawaz Sharif. He's saying we Pakistanis have shot ourselves in the foot. Nobody from outside is conspiring against us. Nobody. We have done it ourselves. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, press the like button and write in the comment section what you liked about this video and what more would you like me to cover. I'll be back again tomorrow with another fresh news. Till then, Jai Hind.